The 2016 general election has finally seemed to take shape. Hillary Clinton is the presumptive Democratic nominee. Donald Trump is the Republican nominee. Is this the most unlikable presidential matchup in history? Probably. We can all stop kidding ourselves. Yes, you can be arrested for what may be the greatest crime in America, being poor. This is The Loop. Hillary Clinton may just be having the best week of her life. Yes, better than the day that her daughter Chelsea was born, or the day that she married her husband, or even the day that she first learned how to simulate a human smile without looking like a ravenous coyote. It's amazing. Hillary Clinton made history, being the first woman to secure the Democratic nomination for president without actually acquiring enough pledged delegates to secure the Democratic nomination for president. In order to clinch the nomination, she had to win 2,383 delegates from primaries and caucuses, but was crowned Barack Obama's heir apparent Tuesday night with only 2,203 pledged delegates to her name because, well, the campaign season's over, the primary season's over, and Bernie Sanders lost. He did. He lost. There are only 20 delegates left to collect in next week's Washington, D.C. primary. It would take an act of God or an indictment to derail her candidacy. Speaking of indictments, and we should, Hillary Clinton sure would like to end that FBI investigation into her private email server, which is about as surprising as the revelations that kids like presents and that dogs enjoy bones. Not one bit. She laid down the gauntlet in an interview with the Washington Post, letting them know that the FBI is yet to schedule an interview, but that she'd, quote, like to see this wrapped up soon. No shit, because it's kind of hard to pitch yourself as the leader of the free world when you're under investigation for a f***ing crime. If you want someone with a similar problem, look no further than human golden beat Donald Trump, whose woes over the fraud case against him and his unapologetic scam, Trump University, have only gotten worse since he alleged that an American federal judge wouldn't try the case fairly because he's a Mexican. After his comments unleashed a resurgent cry that Trump is racist, Trump chose to blame the media rather than apologize for the statement, which sent many of his newfound Republican supporters in the Senate scurrying. When even former House Speaker Newt Gingrich, the biggest Republican toady to ever croak, "Ribbit, waterboarding is not torture, ribbit, ribbit," is praising Hillary's speech and then slamming you right back, you know you're in trouble with the GOP. Which, speaking of the GOP, if you visit GOP.com, there is not one picture nor one mention of Donald Trump anywhere. There's Bernie Sanders, there's Hillary, but rather than show their actual candidate for president, the GOP have determined that a Reagan-Bush 84 mug is actually more electable, which, let's face it, at least the mug has never flip-flopped on abortion. Let's talk about America, home of the brave, land of the free, unless of course you're too poor to pay court fees or fines. Hundreds of people a year are jailed for their inability to pay fines for minor violations. Imagine you're homeless. You fall asleep in a park because, I don't know, you have nowhere else to go, and you wake up to a ticket for sleeping in a public park. Now, I love this logic. Someone who doesn't have enough money to sleep indoors definitely can pay a ticket, just like a child with diabetes definitely can eat a bomb pop with no negative repercussions. The ACLU has been fighting back with lawsuits in Mississippi, Colorado, and Michigan, with the Colorado lawsuit pursuing justice for 800 people who have been jailed for their inability to pay public fines. If they didn't want to go to prison, which, shocker, people don't want to go to prison, they sometimes have the option of joining a work crew, essentially paying off their fines by performing indentured hard labor for the state. Fines, once again, accrued largely by homeless people for the crime of being too poor to have a home. Big thank you to the ACLU for fighting the good fight and believing that being poor and homeless shouldn't be an inescapable fate. So now I want to hear from you. How do you feel about the world of US politics this week? And how do you feel about people being locked up for the crime of being poor? Let us know down in the comments below. I'm Matt Lieberman, and until next time, you're in the loop. Thanks for watching.
Hey guys, welcome to SourceFed's Drinking Challenge. I'm your host, Steve Zaragoza.
Those ladies first.
Oh, and the, wait, yeah,
Sure is dead.